long shot. Jackpot, 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 jackpot. Riding around the block, shooting those shots.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Showtime Satch, and we are here back with another episode of the Satchmoe Show. And I know what you're thinking, man. It's the off season. What is this dude doing? He should be on vacation. Well, you know what? I always work hard, and that's why I'm bringing this video out to y'all. And if you guys have been keeping up with the ESFL, you'll know that next season they'll be bringing in a team system where each camp, sends in a couple guys and they fight for their team. And me personally, I don't think it makes much sense. From the ESFL's perspective, they're saying, well, other competitive leagues, they have teams, so, it's easier to market, things of that nature. But, when you're looking at Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege, games like that, it's a 5-on-5 game. And UFC is just not that. It's one-on-one. It's a very individualist sport. So, trying to bring in the teams, I personally don't like it. I don't think it meshes with the game. But, this is how they're going forward. You just got to trust Luber, trust those guys. They know what they're doing. They're going to try it for at least a season. And the reason I bring this up is if you looked at Preseason on Twitter, he mentioned saying, this might be an issue where one camp just sends in their best 3 guys over and over again. And, the other camps that are sending in everybody, they're going to fall behind just because, if they're always sending the best 3 guys, it's unfair. Now, what Zayev said in the comments is that, we're going to have a system in place, where everyone, they're going to make sure everyone plays a little bit. Gonna be like the co-ed leagues, when you're like 8 years old, everyone gets some minutes. But personally, whatever you do, I don't think that's gonna work. You can't just say, oh, everyone has to play 2 games, because then there's gonna be guys that only send their bottom guys for 2 games, and it doesn't really solve the issue. So here's my idea. I say every camp they get 2 teams, teams of 3 with a backup player. And, week 1, you send in team 1. Week 2, you send in team 2. And you have to keep switching them out over and over again. And what that's going to do is everyone's going to get equal playing time. But not only that, it's going to make this a team game, They want to get away from the individualist part of it. They want to say, all right, this is team EK. If everyone's playing the same amount of minutes, it doesn't matter how good they are, because at the end of the day, they have the same impact on the team. And that means, if Team EK is really the greatest, let's say Zayev's on BFAP, right? If Zayev is dogging everyone, that's not going to be enough if your teammates aren't holding up. So that will make it truly a team game. It adds a coaching element to it too. Who are you going to put in Team 1? Who are you going to put in Team 2? You got, if you put all your guys, let's say, we're prime TD, back in the day, they got Suave, Jamie, Blake, Tyler, and Anthony. If you put all those guys on Team 1, your Team 2, it's not going to have anybody. So, you got to mix it up. Put, maybe your best guy on Team 1, your second best guy on Team 2, and then, playoffs, man, this would be very entertaining. Maybe the best guy doesn't get to play week 1 for the playoffs, and you just got to hope your teammates get it out. So I think this creates a lot of storylines, would make it interesting, and it would solve the issue that, you might run into if you just put a limit into how much everyone has to play. Now, that is my opinion on that. Going into the next topic, man, so as I was talking about Preseason, let's also talk about Nas. So if you know the new EK Nas, he officially joined EK. Ever since he joined that camp, man, he's just been causing up controversy like it's nobody's business. And, he's got a lot of flack on Twitter. He was talking shit about the Preseason versus Crooks, the fight that happened, I believe, last week. I didn't cover it, sadly. Slipped over my radar. But, Nas was saying, oh, man, these guys, they're getting less views in my press conference and all this. And then, they're going back and forth chirping on Twitter. And you know what? I'm going to get some flack for this. I don't mind it at all. I'd rather have a guy like Nas who's at least trying to make things entertaining than a guy who says nothing. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I get it. Everyone wants to be, we try to do the Conor McGregor. It's annoying. We see it all the time. But Nas is doing it differently, man. He's taking his own approach. And, he's just making it interesting. At the end of the day, that's all you can ask is for something to be entertaining. And that is what he is providing. So I don't hate it. I like what Nas is doing. I'll say that, maybe going after the top guys all the time, it gets kind of annoying. Maybe just throw some shots at, like, I don't know, fucking, Caliber or someone down there. Just fuck around a little bit. But, like I said, I can't hate it. And so finally, man, talking about this team business, we got to talk about what teams are going to be the best next season. And, let's just go ahead and talk about TD since I mentioned him earlier. And it really looks like TD is falling from grace, so to speak. Blake Tyler left the camp. Davikin left the camp. And Suave Jamie is probably not going to compete. with that being said, Michael L. and TD Holloway are still there, still training every day. Those kids are dogs, but they have to have an 8-man roster, and they got 2 guys I can even mention. That might be an issue. I think Creasy's on TD. I might be wrong there. If he is, I don't even know if he's going to compete or not. There was a lot of controversy with Creasy. He got removed from the mod list. However, I have no clue what happened there, so I have no room to speak on that. But, that's what happened. So I'm not sure if he's even going to compete next season. So, TD is just they're looking in the mud right now. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to make some signings. Maybe sign a guy like me that can just go out there and, throw some hands. I don't know. But, moving on, we look at the PlayStation side, Team Dark, and, if Zayev never left Team Dark, oh my God, front runners right away. Without Zayev, they're still a very strong team, but, it's just something. If they had Zayev and Romero, yo, come on. It's just done. Now they have Romero, Papadoc, or, Swiss. They got some guys, but they don't have, Zayev and Romero. That would just be unstoppable. So without Zayev, they're still probably the front runners on the PlayStation side. But it's going to be interesting. They got Zayev on BFAP, and you got Nas on EK. So whatever way this goes, man, it'll be interesting. And now next we're going to talk about the Kingsmen. The Kingsmen, they have a very deep roster. They got a team of Caliber, Intro, and Noedo, who I've picked out, probably going to be their starters. Those are their top 3 guys. But let's not forget, you got guys like Skitch, Drew, Basic, M-Town, all coming off the bench, and they can perform at an elite level any given night. I think all those guys I just mentioned were in the ESFL last season. So, just outstanding depth for them. All of their guys are very well-rounded, they don't fail in one area. They all can wrestle, they all can strike. So it's a very interesting team. I don't know if they got the juice. They don't have that top dog that can lead them to the championship, but it should be a fun team to watch. Talking about front runners though, BFAT, man, and they were a good team before. Now you got Zayev, Trixie, and Dave now as your 3-man. Who is beating them? I don't know. I don't think you can make a better team than that. Zayev and Trixie, those guys can go out there and battle the best guys, and then Dave is going to clean up that 3rd man all day long. Dave himself might not be a star player, but he can fit that Draymond Green role this team needs. And even without, let's say all 3 of those guys go out, I mean, you got the primetime champion right now, BFAT Jakey over there. I mean, just an outstanding crew of talent. And for me, I think BFAT runs the table next year and they take the belt. But we'll see. And finally, man, how could you mention BFAP's name without bringing up the team that really fathered them into the league? And that's EK. The Elite Kings. If you would ask me a week ago, how do I think about the Elite Kings? I'm like, they got some pieces, but they can't run the tables. Dude, in the last week, they signed Davikin, Gamp, and JC21 and Nas. I mean, what the hell just happened? They signed some more guys other than that, but these are the Gamp, former champ, JC20, all former champions, man. So Boss Man's doing something right over there. He's able to bring in all this talent. The only issue with that is now I think they have a 20-man roster, and some of those guys are like a guy like EK Spider, very solid fighter. He might be upset how come the hell can't I fight at all? He might just go jump ship, join TMF, where he can get some minutes. So I think that's the only issue I see with them signing this gigantic roster. Yeah, they have everyone 1 through 20 can fight, but you can only send in so many guys. So might cause some locker room issues. However, if Boss Man can wrangle them together and just keep control of the locker room, I mean, they might just be the front runners of BFAT, man. Those 2 teams, talent-wise, are the top dogs. So we'll see what happens, man. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys. If you wanted to see more content like this, you can like and subscribe. And guys, I will have a new featherweight tier list video. Now, if you ever see my tier list videos, they gas as hell, and the next one's gonna be great too. So, like I said, I recommend you check it out. And if you want to be notified, they got a little bell or something like that. I don't know too much about this YouTube shit. I heard they got a bell you can click it, and I don't know. Also, bro, I just dropped a banging chest video. So I'm a jack of all trades. What can I do? Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video.
Heat. I be selling that heat. What you got on your